What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve, IFBB Promos and Tell Like It Is. Welcome back to an episode of Train With Me. Today we're gonna break down one movement so we can optimize that one movement for you guys that I see commonly done wrong, and that is chest supported dumbbell rows. Anyway, so I just watched a video with Jesse James and Will Tennyson, and they're doing the exercise, and I see them do some common mistakes. I'm gonna make sure you guys don't do them. So we're gonna break this movement down thoroughly so you guys can understand how to do it properly, how to activate and engage the right way. Anyway, okay, so first of all, number one, how should we have the incline of the bench? A lot of times we're too high. The higher you have the bench, the less range of motion. So if you look at my angle of my body here, if I'm over, there's not much of a range of motion in terms of really putting stress on your lats, basically pulling and retracting. So what we want to do is get it down deep enough so you can really hang over the bench, and there's your better range of motion, letting your arm just hang. Now, a couple things you guys get wrong right away. Let your arms hang. Again, from the floor to core, we want to make sure that we are actually pressed on the floor. We don't want to kind of have this kind of straight thing here. We're in a plank. You can put some pressure on the floor, keep your hips engaged flat on the bench. Now, when we're actually putting our hands in position, we want our hands to just hang naturally down. So don't manipulate yourself in trying to do this, have your hands already back here. Our pathway is basically going to be from here, and then those elbows are going to pull back with our scapula retracting from here, and then everything pulls up. So don't try and pull with your hand and start doing this, because we end up pulling too high here. We want to actually pull our scapula retracting, and then pulling with our elbows and finishing. So all in one motion, it's going to pull. There's a couple ways we're going to do this. I'm going to show you guys the regress version of this, which is less advanced, a little more for beginners. And I'm going to show you guys the progression way for this. A lot of what I'm talking about right now, a lot of what I go through is in my coaching and in my ebook. So get one or the other. But for more information, guys, check out the description below. Hit that email right there to get that private email. I'll give you more information about my coaching and ebook. Check it out. Okay, so when we're grabbing the weights, as I say, we already picked our weights up. We're gonna get ourselves over the bench and let ourselves almost fall like a Romanian deadlift. So we don't wanna just kind of like drop ourselves like this and start moving. Use that hinge to push yourself down in a way we can get down under control. Now from here, as a beginner, so we're gonna retract the scapulas right away from here. Now when we pull, we're not just pulling with our elbows and pulling with our hands, right? I want you guys to think about pulling with your core. And what I mean by that is when you're pulling, you're gonna pull yourself into this bench, not necessarily pulling the weight back, because this is what I see happen all the time. We pull, we hyperextend. And we don't want that because number one, we're losing range of motion. Two, we're putting unnecessary stress on our lumbar spine. What we wanna do is pull ourselves into the bench. Basically from here, I'm gonna engage my core. And when I engage my core, you can see if I press, my body naturally lifts up by engaging my core. So when I pull the weight, I'm gonna pretend that I'm pulling myself into the ground, keeping a neutral spine the entire time. So back to having the weight, we're already retracted. And from here, I'm engaging my core, keep my head straight, don't look in the mirror, and I can't breathe. I wanna keep my head tucked a tiny bit, so we're neutral from here, and we're gonna pull with the elbows, engaging the core at the same time, and then down. From there, keeping your scaps retracted and lats engaged, shoulder depression, and pulling up. You see there's no hyperextension in my back. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but a lot of you guys are watching this video but not subscribed, so make sure you guys hit that post notification button and subscribe button so next time I put a video, you'll be the first ones to get it. And hopefully by the time right now, you like the video too, so hit the like button. Anyway, back to the show. Now for those who are advanced, we can have some protraction, but when we protract, we don't want you just hanging over the bench like this, because it's going to cause a lot of stress. A lot of you guys probably pull when you're doing T-bar rows on the machine or any kind of chest support. When you're protracting or anything, you're probably finding at the end of the set, you're like, my sternum hurts. Feels like someone kicked my sternum in. That's because you are disengaging. When you protract, when you retract, you're engaged in the muscle. So when we're pushing away, we're in that protraction, we're pushing the weight away. My chest is engaged from here. I'm not just sitting like this. Difference between this and here. Still protract, and then from here, we can pull retraction, depression, flexion. Retraction from scaps, depression shoulders, and then pulling from the elbows back. On the way back down to the floor, let your arms naturally hang where they are. Don't try to manipulate them so they're back here. Let them naturally hang If you want to give yourself a marker, think of the front part of your bench and use that as a gauge to line it up so it starts there and up and it finishes at that point as well too, the front part of your dumbbell. So there you guys have it. Just to go over a little rundown of that movement one more time from floor to core. Make sure when we're setting up that we're grounded on the floor. You don't want to be loose from your legs, from grounded from the floor. You can hinge a bit to push yourself back onto the bench. Then you want to give yourself some room, set your feet. I already have the dumbbells in my hand, pretending. From here, engaging your core already, so you have a nice neutral spine. And then for those who are not advanced, we're gonna stay in that retracted position, that shoulder pressure from here, and we're just gonna row. For those of you who want to add a little bit more advanced movement, we can protract, right? Still engaging, not letting loose, and pulling. But we're both gonna finish both ways. You're not gonna finish hyperextended. I'm gonna finish with a nice engaged core and a neutral spine and down. This is one of those movements that can help with back fitness. Rhomboids, upper traps, lats, rear delts, and the works. It's a good bang for your buck exercise, so make sure you guys are doing it right and make sure you guys follow those steps. Anyway guys, hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, become the Tyler is transparent, follow the truth of the coaching. JohnnyStreet.com. If you want to know about all of this stuff, what I do for coaching, mental health, questions about nutrition, supplementation, whatever it is, let's chat. 50, 30 minutes. At the end of the consult, I deduct the price of the consult off the package that you pick. Make sure you guys hit the description below. All those discount codes, promo codes to help save a life or change a life for the better. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Send me your progress pics, your foodie pics, and your video clips. And I'll repost it for you. You know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progress overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing.